Hi, my name is Amber Wang. I am a business operations manager here at WunderKind. We are going to be talking about how to evaluate and onboard various AI tools at your company.
And what's been your experience with WiseOx so far?
It's been great. It's been the only tool that's worked so far for us. We've tested a few other tools out there in the market, some big names, some not as well-known names. So WiseOx kind of really blew us out of the water when it came to testing.
Great, thank you. You ran a process for looking at different AI tools.
Yeah.
There's a lot out there. Probably the most important thing is just to get started in AI. So explain a little bit of your process for testing different tools to then determine which ones you want to move forward with.
Yeah, so I helped build out a framework for testing. We kind of have a lot of different sources here at WunderKind. For each source, we pulled together a testing framework of various different questions. And then when we engaged with various tools, we essentially tested the same questions across all tools, both for accuracy and also the linked source accuracy. And then just from there, seeing which tool worked the best, which tool had the right answers.
What are some of the big learnings that you got out of your testing phase and time that it took you to look at multiple tools?
Yeah, I think a big thing is just making sure your data is clean personally before you even go out and testing the tools. And then it's also just working with the companies and seeing how open they are to feedback, how easy it is to work with them. I think companies that are very responsive are easier for us to collaborate with and also move forward with, which is ultimately why we went forward with WiseOx.
What was it like working with WiseOx, our team, and our technology?
So we've tested a lot of different companies out there, big companies, small companies. WiseOx's platform was the most easy to navigate and just easy to roll out as well.
Okay, so let's talk about, you went through the process of evaluating a bunch of different tools. Why do you think WiseOx became one of the tools that you took to the next level?
Honestly, WiseOx was the only tool that worked very well, that gave the right answers, what we were looking for, also linked out the correct sources. A lot of the other tools we were working with, it was like pulling teeth. It was only 30% accurate, and then either the answer wasn't accurate or the linked source wasn't accurate. So it was really also that built trust with WunderKind and knowing that the output would be accurate. We weren't disseminating incorrect information. The tool wasn't hallucinating in any way. And also, again, going back to working with your team, it was very easy to get in contact with individuals, move forward quickly. And at WunderKind, we try to move forward quickly, and the collaboration with your team was great.
So tell me a little bit about the onboarding process with WiseOx. What was that like timeline-wise and getting through procurement and legal?
Yeah, it was so easy to onboard WiseOx, honestly. It was so easy to roll out, really easy to get through our legal approval process, which can sometimes take months. With WiseOx, they use the WiseOx mascot by itself, and legal is able to cut all the fat. Instead of reading through 100 pages of legal documents, just go directly to the mascot to get all the information they needed. So I think, honestly, I was surprised at how quickly we were able to move forward and get through all the legal and InfoSec requirements and just roll it out to the company within just a few weeks. So when we were analyzing competitors, it became very clear very quickly that WiseOx had built the tool with the end user in mind. Not only were you guys the most accurate in terms of information output, but also it's so easy for us to navigate as an internal user for testing and easily to roll out. Whereas some of the other competitors built it with developers in mind, right? It's not easy to roll out. It's not easy to go in and update sources or change the settings in the back end. I would need to hop on with a developer from a different company, spend 30 minutes, an hour to make changes, which is just a waste of my time. And then thinking about rolling it out to a larger group of people was just a nightmare in my mind. So WiseOx just made that so easy, so seamless. You don't even have to think about it, which I think is a pro that most people don't think about. When things are easy, you take it for granted until you compare it with some of the other tools out there that really make your life hard.
How many tools did you evaluate and how many have you moved forward at this point?
Personally, I have evaluated 3 and WiseOx has been the only one we've moved forward with. Also, it's because you guys were able to move quickly with us, and I'm excited to expand on our partnership moving forward. Yeah.
like people don't often go back to those kinds of things, but there's a lot of rich, meaty content that is covered in something like an all hands. So how do you envision Mascots helping with that?
So a lot goes into all hands prep. I'm part of that. I'm involved in that often, and so many different teams are involved to create the content for our all hands. But once it's done, the slides never really get shared. No one really goes back to it. So to be able to, feed that into a WiseOx mascot and have people directly go to the mascot to ask questions is, such a great use case. And expanding that to other internal team meetings, such as product meetings, legal meetings, sales meetings, just making that information available to all, even if you weren't part of the initial call.